check. I'm not sure if this is working. I don't know. My camera is working. I'm not sure if my microphone is working. Let me double check. Yep, sounds like it's working. This is my first YouTube video. And just adjust this camera. What's up, Lily? Where's my dog? Where are you going? You're on YouTube. YouTube Live. This is my Chihuahua. Okay, so I'm only recording this live because I do not know how to record or pre-record and upload this later as just like a regular video. So I think I need some software. I'm just going to need a little bit of help, but this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. And so the only way I can do this now, or right now, is live. And I've done a few videos live, which I was streaming some video games, and then that's about it. And then this morning, I was eating my breakfast and watching art something. He's a tattoo artist. His channel on YouTube is art dash something. I've been watching him for about a couple years or a year and a half. So I'm just eating my cereal while watching his video, and I just noticed he's doing a live streaming video with he's doing some critiques, and I could see in the comment section, people are submitting their tattoo art. So I was like, oh crap, well, let me do that too. And I was just he has the email listed up there, and send him the email, send him a few pictures, and he immediately responded. So I was like, oh no shit, and replies with an email with a link to join the live chat, which was really awesome. And it kind of actually I guess it kick started me, because here I am an hour later setting this up, don't go on live, which is funny because I feel like I'm just talking to an empty audience, but I'm just treating this video as if it was just what I was normally going to do, is just record a video, save it, maybe edit it, and then upload it later. But I don't know how to do that yet. I mean, I have an idea, but I don't have the software, and my camera, the way it's connected, is connected for live. So yeah, I'll figure it out. So yeah, it just feels like I'm talking to myself. But I guess it's something you get used to, from what I heard or hear as a YouTuber. And I'm not saying I'm a YouTuber. It's just something I've always wanted to do for, I don't want to say years. Yeah, I wanted to do stuff for years, but years ago was something else. And then things have changed. And, what I wanted to do 10 years ago is not the same as what I'm doing today, or what I want to do. That's not to say there's some stuff I don't want to talk about, or things I was interested in 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago. But so I'm trying to figure out. So it's figuring out what this channel, if I make this channel, it's it's just figuring that out. So I kind of wanted to just live stream video games, but I knew I wasn't going to be anything big or famous with doing video games. But I just might as well, if I'm playing video games on the PC, might as well live stream it or something. But that's not always the case. Sometimes I just don't really want to deal with the camera. I want to sit in my damn underwear and just play some video games while sipping some whiskey and Coke. So with that being said, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to make this about. And I'll just, I guess, start with telling who I am and what I'm about. My name is Tommy. I also go by Iwu. It's a nickname I've gotten in the Army. In the Army for about 15 years. A little more than half of that was in the National Guard. I was an infantryman, or 11 Bravo, 11 Bang Bang. To all my 11 Bang Bangs out there, stay frosty. I'm out now, and I'm a tattoo artist, licensed tattoo artist for the state I'm at. So if you want to check out my Instagram, it's ewu_tattoo. Ewu tattoo. It's not hard to find. I'm pretty much the only person out there with that name. So as far as these videos, but so going back to this morning, yeah, it was awesome. I was on kind of unexpectedly. I didn't know. I thought the link I had to click on was something to sign up for, so that maybe to give authorization for Dave from Art Something to critique tattoo artwork. I guess I don't know. I didn't know it was like. I thought joining was. I was already joined in the group chat or the video live chat, and for my artwork. So I saw the camera microphone saying allow access. And I was like, oh shit, let me throw on a decent shirt and some pants. So and then there I am on his video, which is crazy. Is this morning when I woke up, it's Monday morning. I'm like, for the past several weeks, maybe last 6 months, I've been saying I'm gonna start Monday. I'm gonna start Monday and start a YouTube video, start recording. It's just hasn't happened, or just been busy, or just had excuses. So, and I actually was like, all right, after I'm done my cereal, I'm gonna try to figure out this camera thing, figure out the YouTube thing, or just go do what I'm doing now, go live. And then it was like in the middle of me eating cereal, he responds like immediately to my email that I sent, and I could kind of tell on the live chat there was quite a bit of people waiting to get their artwork critiqued. I mean, when I say quite a bit, it was probably like a handful or something like that. So, and then just joined in the video live feed and had my camera turned on because it says allow access for that and the microphone. So it was a little shaky at first because my audio was not working. I could hear it was a delay, so I had to respond to his video that was going out. But then once I was able to put on my headset and hear him through the link of the video recording thing that he was using, yeah, it was good to go from there. So yeah, it kind of put the little fire under my butt to start creating. I was like, oh, I already went from sticking my toes in the water to fully submerging myself. I'm literally getting pushed into the pool. So I thank Dave from Art Something for that, allowing me to be on his channel. That's literally, I felt honored. I hope that I can be on his channel again. It was fun talking to him and talking about tattoos, and we didn't talk too much, but talking about our experiences with the other tattoos that we were looking at. So yeah, that's pretty much a little bit about myself. My room is a mess. You can see I still have, which I wasn't even, my bed was a mess when I jumped on his channel. I didn't know I was going to go live. I was like, am I going to go live? Shit. I was like, I'm live. Just go for it. Sink or swim. So it's not like I'm camera shy, but it's one of those things I'm like, it's something that if you don't know what you're doing or you're just kind of not used to that, because I guess it's hard to get. It's like going to the gym. For me, going into the gym, it's pretty easy. It doesn't take a lot to motivate me. I mean, sometimes it's like anyone else, I don't want to go all the time, but it's not like I was like, I could just get my shit and go to the gym, go work out, go run or do something. As far as creating content, doing this, what I'm doing now, a live video, is almost foreign to me, because as I say that, I would rather be behind the camera filming something. I've always for instance, I've always wanted to be a movie director or cinematographer. I also don't really like talking too much. I enjoy talking to my friends and family, or just shooting the breeze while having a few drinks. It's always fun to do. But talking into a camera, especially when it's like even if there were current people watching right now live, that may change it a little bit. Or like if I'm playing a video game, like say Apex, and you're talking to your buddies, that's obviously it's just like, I don't even think I'm on live at that point. But doing this right now is just foreign to me. It's like I'm a person that doesn't like selfies. I don't like taking selfies. I feel awkward. I feel weird. Or the reflection of myself in a gym. I even feel awkward when people are trying. I feel more awkward if I'm in a photo that people are trying to take. Like, hey, come in this group photo, or hey, pose. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. So I guess I could take a photo of myself in the gym, but doing selfies or selfies in public, I guess I should say, is just weird. So I guess maybe that's how most artists are in a way. It's kind of we're very introvert, like to be kind of we communicate through our artwork, So that's another way we're visual. We're not very talkative, I guess. I mean, I guess if we open up, we can be talkative, but I mean, I'm more talkative than most introverts. I wouldn't even say I'm introverted. Um, I'm just more. I guess I'm old. That's why. uh, being older, more experienced, also being in the military, being in the army, being deployed, that adds a age. So, yeah, but getting back to making YouTube, I'm just rambling on. So, because I don't really know where to take it from here, other than I just kind of got pushed into the pool, which was what I needed. And it's crazy this morning. I'm like, I'm gonna make a video this morning and watching art something. Just let me just throw something on YouTube while I eat some cereal. And I'm like, I've been wanting to send him some of my tattoo work sort of for him to critique. I didn't know he was going to do it live, and I didn't know I was going to be on live, which was cool. I mean, I appreciate it. So it was awesome. I think if anyone else watches this video and you're a big fan of tattoos or you've at least seen art something's Dave's videos, being that live thing, that'd be awesome. Be involved too, because I think he says you can get up to uh, 6 screens or 6 videos going on. Now, it'd be crazy if he does do all 6. There's be a lot of people talking at the same time, and also like, how's he gonna? It's also live, so I would kind of, if you don't know somebody, you might have someone crazy on there. So I guess that's the risk you got to take when you're doing YouTube. Got to risk it for the biscuit. So, but it was a pleasure. It was awesome. He's a fellow veteran as well. He's a Marine Corps veteran. I'm an Army vet. So I think that's what kind of stuck out to him when I sent him that email. I'm like, Army vet, here's my tattoos. I sent like 3 pictures of 2 recent one and then one really good one, which actually wasn't recent. I probably should have sent him. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna send him some of my stuff that I least like instead of sending him like my better stuff. Even the better stuff I sent him that he reviewed this morning, went over with me. Uh, he did find some stuff that I could see too, and there were some problems with my shading, but he had some good points on better types of mag or curve mag shaders to use, like which I haven't used, which are called bug pen needles. And what I was using was a standard, so I guess a bug pen. I've heard that with realism tattoo, bug pen needles give a softer, more fluid shade, I guess. So I am going to experiment with that next. Thank you for that, Dave, for that advice. That was I'm gonna apply that for the next one. I've just been using standard 12 gauge needles. I think the only bug pen, which is a .08, was for my 3-round liners that I only use for. Some people call it stippling. I call it pepper shading, which is that whip pepper shading that gives it that. You see it a lot now, especially on flowers and petals and rose petals and leaves. So it's a cool effect, though. I do that a lot. It takes some time, though. It takes a lot of practice doing that. Actually, speaking of this, it's probably where I'm going to take this channel. Where maybe I'll make it about tattoos. Um, I don't know, because I've talked about this with friends and people, like, so that just have YouTube or do YouTube. Um, I know they're human and they're just like anyone else. So I like a lot of stuff. I have a lot of hobbies. I enjoy a lot of different things. I believe variety is the spice of life. Like if you're not trying, I'm not saying you got to go out there and try jumping, going to bungee jumping or skydiving. I mean, hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But what I'm saying is, my hobbies typically kind of revolve around the same. They'll go back like in another few months. I'll be back into cars or off-road vehicles, or like I have a Jeep and I also have a sports car. I'm not just particular to one thing. Like I look, though recently I've been enjoying doing off-road stuff more. Um, but that hobby is really like most hobbies, especially today. It doesn't matter really what hobby it is; it's expensive, and being in too many hobbies is expensive. It's kind of like I had to drop some hobbies to focus on the ones that are more important to me. But sometimes I'll pick up a new hobby. I just recently got into radios, which I've had a ham radio. This is what I'm talking about: ham radios and high frequency transceivers. Um, uh, I got kind of into that because I needed a radio for my Jeep, and I started with a CB radio, and CB radios are awesome. Um, and then I learned about ham radio, and then just recently installed a GMRS radio into my Jeep, and amazing for the trails. Like for your off roading, that's the way to go. I like CB because for the highway traffic use, sometimes that's useful because truckers still use it. It's always going to be around. Yeah, it's a hobby I just got into. Um, and obviously, I like art, but like anything, like sometimes I don't want to draw every day or paint every day. And just like tattoos, I don't want to always do that every day. But it's my main, I wouldn't say a hobby, it's just my main, I guess, because it's my source of income. It's my main thing. It's something I've always wanted to do and something I'm good at, especially with that. It's like I feel like I almost feel, I don't want to say it, but something I should have done a long time ago. So, but everything happens for a reason. Uh, I wasn't tattooing 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was in college after I got back from my second deployment to Iraq. And I was going to school for graphic design. I had my GI Bill, so might as well why not use it? A lot of my Army buddies who were out or in the National Guard were already invested in some job. Obviously, you're probably getting paid obviously more. The GI Bill wasn't a lot of money per month, but it's about 15 or a little over 1,500 a month. Back 12 years ago, that's not bad. Now it's, I don't know, I couldn't live off 1,500 a month. But obviously, even back then, I was working part time, so I could go to school full time. So I was like, hey, I got the GI Bill, might as well use it. You're getting paid to go to school. And when I say full time, it's not like you're at college every day. You're there for some classes are 2 hours, some classes are 4 hours. And if it's a 4 hour class, that's just once a week. If it's a 2 or 1 hour class, it depends. I think it's depends on the credit hours you need to obtain for that course. So, and I'll maybe I'll make a video about my college experience, especially as a veteran. So I kind of want to gear where I want to take this channel. If this, whether it succeeds or not, if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just be more of a personal vlog. Maybe my experiences. Maybe years later, someone find my video and relate to it. Someone who's a veteran. I mean, I'm not saying this is only for veterans. It's like maybe there's someone that has some kind of things, might resonate with them. So everybody's experiences are different. And as a veteran, an Army vet, a combat infantry vet, um, maybe it'll reach out to some of those guys. And the struggle that all of us have to go through when we get out or transition into the civilian world. Some of the guys go back in, like me. I got out, missed it, almost went back to active duty, but went into the National Guard, which almost felt like active duty. The amount of deployments or things we had to do, or like volunteer work. A lot of times I volunteered just to make more money. Like there's always details like hurricane detail, other states that needed help, especially with this last year. I wasn't involved with the stuff going on in the last couple of years with COVID and these riots, but those guys were not home for that whole year of 2021. they were deployed, and then a lot of them are right now deployed to Iraq. So literally 2 years of being gone, and you get a lot more money in the National Guard too because you're not a barracks rat, or you're not set to. You get different pay. It's just different. So when you are Title 10 or active duty, um, you get a little bit more paid than the active duty counterparts, unless you're deployed like at a actually, no, I don't know. I think it's just different BH. But anyway, I'll get into that. I'll make another video. Maybe I'll make a video, some videos about the military, the army, and civilian life, and the transition. Um, some guys don't need help with that at all. It's fine. Maybe these videos will help veterans that were like myself, lost in the system, lost with a VA, needed help as a civilian when you got out, and especially mental help. Physically, we're fine. But anyway, I'll make separate videos for that, and then mainly focus on tattooing. I know there's some other guys out there that have their channel, and Art Something was one of the first channels for tattooing I watched and learned. And he said the same thing. He said when he got out, got out of the Marine Corps. He didn't have, I guess, that guidance or a mentor yet, and he kind of had to self-teach himself some things first. It's hard when you get out and you're trying to get into something, especially in the old school ways of tattooing. But yeah, maybe this channel will be more geared to tattooing, tattoo art, maybe a little bit of everything. I don't know how that works. From what my understanding is, when it comes to tattooing, YouTube, is typically everyone's channel is the same. They got the same thing, like say it's a gun channel. All it is firearms, weapons, pistols, rifles, shooting, or anything that relates to it in the news, in in anything. Excuse me while I just put some stuff on my phone. So or car guys, or tool guys. I used to watch these. Almost another hobby I got into was also because of work. I got really into tools, particularly Milwaukee tools, Team Red. Yeah. So Milwaukee tools are awesome. I still have some tools, but I was this tool collector. Money being spent for tools I didn't even need, and I just thought they were fucking cool. It's like guns, But obviously, I think investing in guns would have been better. But a lot of those tools I had to use anyway for work, and it made me money. Just like tattooing, there's a lot of tools in tattooing. Sometimes you go as simple as a cheap Amazon rotary pen, and it'll make it some good money. And then you can get really invested into tattoo equipment and machines, like myself. Like I probably spent well over $5,000 in, not just at once, but less than like a few months of buying a machine. I was really into coils. I wanted to learn coils, so I bought a couple coil machines, and not cheap ones. I would say if I don't want to get cheap. I want to get something nice. So I'll get into that later. Maybe I'll make these separate videos on tattoo stuff, tattoo coil machines. But yeah, it got expensive, and so yeah, I lost my train of thought on that one. But yeah, with the machines, it's something that you can invest in. And art books too. I got tattoo art books. A lot of those are expensive. They go for a lot of money nowadays, especially the old school stuff like Sailor Jerry art books, his tattoo books, Ed Hardy, and some Japanese ones. And a lot of the Japanese ones are just photos. But Sailor Jerry stuff he has some stuff that has stuff he has his own personal notes, and things like that about how to tattoo. So you can learn a lot from some of those books, even their artwork. But yeah, that's the direction. I don't know what else, It's like if I make this YouTube channel and make it about, I guess, random stuff, would that work? Maybe. It's for me anyway. It's like, hey, maybe one day I want to talk about politics, even though I don't really like talking about politics. sometimes I can't help it. Something really stupid is going on, but I don't want like those guys that make just political videos, like um, who are they? Some of my friends watch them. Tim Pool. I couldn't do that all every day, all day. I mean, I I'd have to get paid a lot of money to just talk about that every day, but I just feel like that just takes a toll on your mental health. And if your mental health isn't there, it affects your physical health. So I fully believe that. Now, a podcast like Joe Rogan, something like that, I mean, Jesus Christ, you're talking to somebody different, someone with a different background or experience, whether celebrity or comedian or scientist, that's amazing. You're talking about stuff you're going to talk anyway. YouTube, there's only a few YouTube videos that survive or channels that they don't have anybody talking. So, and I like to talk, not a lot, but I think when it comes to the only thing that where I don't talk is when I'm tattooing. I'll talk to the client a little bit, but it's the one job where I actually shut the hell up and focus because it's just one of those jobs that relies a lot of focus and attention, and I'm just really in tune with my artwork. Um, Even painting and drawing, I'm quiet, just put on some music. But when I was other types of jobs, I'm more distracted and wanted to shoot the shit with friends and coworkers and never get any work done. So yeah, so where am I at with this? So wanted to always do YouTube videos for years, but really realistically in the last 6 months to almost a year, I've been wanting to do something. And first it was streaming video games, just because might as well I'm playing them on PC. That's all right. Sometimes I just rather just play, not focus, mess around with a camera and care about the streaming key and whatever that is. Um, yeah. So, and then this morning I'm like, that's it. Monday morning again. It's not to say that Tuesday through Friday I couldn't have done this, but I was like, today. And then I'm like, after I eat this freaking breakfast, watching art something, send him an email for live critique, invites me to his channel on camera, live, unexpectedly at first, but then I knew. I was like, oh, I'm going on. Okay, well, let me just throw on a decent shirt. And I don't even think I'm like brushed my teeth yet. So bed was a mess. I mean, I was like, oh my God. I didn't trying to adjust my camera so it's not so embarrassing. But I just moved in here not too long ago. Since I'm still unpacking. You know how that goes. So bam. It's like being thrown into, I want to say pushing into the pool. I already said that, but thrown into the fire, I guess. Is that the same? Um, Not thrown into the wolves, because that would be bad, but thrown into the fire and put a little fire up my ass. So here I am. It's like, all right, I'm already got the wheels were turning. So let me make a video. And then of course, I don't know yet how to do the camera to my computer recording where it saves, because I got to figure something out with that. And so I was like, all right, well, I can't figure that out. Let me just do this live. And then when the video ends, it stays into my library of YouTube. And then from then on, I can continue to do live videos or dedicated videos where I can edit it or pre-record me doing something. Maybe even if it is about tattooing stuff, I can do it live, because I like simplicity. I don't want to sit here. I still got a job. I still got other shit I got to do. Not to say that eventually I won't. Maybe this might become something where it's takes a little bit more time, a lot of my time, in a good way. But for now, I like simplicity. Whether I record that from my phone or record it from this camera and record it right on this, I don't want to do anything fancy. I don't want to do all this crazy lighting. I don't want to do all this crazy editing. I've done that before. I used to be a graphic designer. I hate sitting at a computer for hours. I hate editing stuff. I hate working with computers. I love them, but I hate working on computers. I love working with my hands. That's why I transitioned from graphic design, doing shit on a computer. Took me this long to transition to become what I've always should have done as doing tattoos. As a tattoo artist, I enjoy that a lot more, even though the positions, and you can be there longer than 8 hours a day, and you're these awkward bad positions, um, I enjoy it more. It's more rewarding than when I was a graphic designer, and the pay is better too. Graphic design pay was all right at the time, but it's still shitty unless you're like a graphic designer for Nike or Amazon or some big company and you're like up there. It's other than that, it's I couldn't even do it. Even if Nike hired me or some big company, I'm like, nah, there's nothing I can offer. It's I hate being on computers doing art. Anyway, I digress. So this video's going on what 30 minutes. Actually, I feel like it's been going on longer. I can keep rambling on. I know we got one or two viewers. I think one of them is myself. I think they give you one for you. So, but hey, this video can save. You can rewatch it. I'm sure. And when I end this stream, anyone can pick it up and rewatch it. I'll try to tag Dave from Art Something. Shout out to him. I hope we can. We'll see where this develops. I just started tattooing, a year ago. So yeah, I've been tattooing about a year. I almost feel like I can just sit here all day and ramble, but yeah, usually my Sundays and Mondays and sometimes Tuesdays are my days off. So maybe that's like when I can make some videos or something. I'm gonna talk about my tattoos or my experience getting tattoos, my experience. That would be like future stuff. I'll write a list and make these as some videos. Um, experience trying to get an apprenticeship or an apprenticeship as a veteran or and older. um, my other experiences in tattooing, my first shop experience. Everyone's got their first shop experience and their beginning experience, and this one's pretty interesting with this shop. And I'll make other videos for that too. As I talk about this, I'm gonna write it down because I'm getting old. If you can't tell with all this gray hair, um, I've had gray hair since I was like 20 years old. Not in the beard, but it's a genetic thing. Everyone's got white gray hair or gray hair early, but I'm not that young, and I'll forget. I'm gonna forget everything I've just probably talked about. So, with that being said, I am gonna write a list of topics of videos, and this will actually help me more um, than anything else. Not just because I'm gonna forget, but just to organize myself if I start making YouTube videos, whether they're live or pre-recorded. Um, but yeah. I remember I wanted to do a podcast too. A couple like right before COVID, I was with some friends and we had this like little podcast thing set up, and I can kind of see why YouTubers do this and podcasters. It's addicting. It's kind of got this, even if no one is really watching, right? If it's a couple people, it's like yes, um, something about talking about something while being recorded in a podcast type setup with your friends, and especially talking about stuff obviously that we enjoy. Like we were talking mostly about video games. You know, we already talk about that and go on for days talking about video games. But doing it now, recording it with a microphone set up. My friend did the sound, tested the sound, got the computers, got everything going live on YouTube. Freaking, I can see why other people do this. And this was at a time where podcasts were just kind of blowing up, which was about 2 something years ago. And I think with COVID, had a lot of people stay home and doing their own YouTube now and podcasts. And now everyone and their mom has a podcast channel. So I can see why this is fun. I mean, as I'm talking, as I'm doing this right now, and the awkwardness of it starts to kind of dwindle away because I'm talking. It's like I'm home alone. I almost feel like somebody comes home if my girlfriend comes home. It's kind of like, hey, I'm talking. It's gonna feel like I'm talking to myself because I'm just talking to a screen, whether even people are watching or not. Is like if I do have an audience, I can get that. I might be able to engage an audience at some point later. Uh, I think that'd be different, or maybe nerve wracking. Because when I was on Art Something's channel, I was a little nervous because there's people that follow him like myself and highly respect him, and it's kind of nervous because it's like I wanted other people to join. It was just me and him, so I was like, but it was awesome. That was a good experience, and so yeah, maybe I'll do some kind of talk about that. It was on the while we were doing that YouTube live critique. We were talking about coil machines, and then there was some fans or some followers that were commenting asking about coil machines or that they used a coil. And then maybe I'll talk more about coil machines for my channel. Delve into the mechanics and how to run a coil machine, how to tune a coil machine. I still use them. Lately, I haven't really been using them as much. I kind of just stick to using them for line work, especially if it's like a bold line. I've been using something that's kind of similar. It still uses a long needle, and that's something else I'll get into. Let me write that down because I'm going to forget. Yeah, it uses a long needle. It's a Vlad Avenger 2 Pro or Avenger Pro, whatever 2, and it's kind of a all one use machine. It's a really nice machine. It took a while to get used to that machine. I'm still kind of getting used to it. It hits hard, but it also can hit really soft. So because it's meant to be a shader, color packer, and a liner all in one, and it's by far really awesome. So I use that, and sometimes I just recently start using a rotary pen. I got a kind of a cheap one, and I kind of use that because it's just sometimes it's really easy, depending on what I'm tattooing, to just switch out the cartridges. It's just you know. But the reason why I learned and taught myself first coils and then learned coils was because I knew that takes more time and more mastering. It is a art in itself. It's a trade. It's definitely a skill, and having the knowledge of coils isn't like, oh, hey, I know it's. I wanted personally to know coils because I love traditional tattoos. I have American traditional tattoos, Japanese traditional tattoos, and all those guys have used coil machines. Obviously, when I was getting tattooed 12 something years ago, I don't think rotary machines were even out yet. And I think even 4 years ago, they just started becoming more accepted. I don't know, I could be wrong, but yeah, I like coil machines. Not all the time. Sometimes they can piss me off because I just tuned this motherfucker and it's being finicky. So um, replacing springs, but once you get them running, they're really awesome machines. And if they do break, or something happens, it can be finicky, but you can get them up and running pretty quickly if you know what you're doing, especially with a lot of practice. As far as rotary pins, if they break, they're broken. But that's why a lot of guys who have rotary pins have backups. And typically, rotary pins are pretty durable. Like they will last a long time, especially if it's like a Bishop wand um, or FK Iron Spectra. Those things will last. They're built to kind of take a few drops. So even the cheap stuff, I've had some friends that had like the Amazon rotary pins, like the Dragon Hawks and stuff like that, and they've dropped them. They've hit the ground. They rolled off. Um, they still run like they're pretty well built because they're so compact. But with rotary pins, you can have a few backups. So yeah, that's it. Maybe I'll start vlogging too because I'm supposed to be doing some tattoo conventions soon. I'm supposed to start tattoo conventions actually months ago, but another tattoo artist I was supposed to go I wanted to go with, or I wanted him to go with me, I should say, just kept last minute, um, just canceling. So I said, forget it. I got a group of guys. A couple of them been on Ink Master. One of them have their own kind of YouTube guy. He's my friend, a good friend of mine. And once I get started, maybe if I'm doing YouTube, I don't know if I'll collab with him. But as far as at the convention goes, that's kind of his thing. So I don't want to step on his toes. I'm just there more to learn about the tattoo convention world. I've been to them, just to go observe them. Almost got a tattoo at one. Didn't pull the trigger on it. It was at Spooky Empire. It was a tattoo. I've been at the Villain Arts convention. But when they go to those conventions, and I'm just going there to learn the ropes and learn from other artists. There's some really good artists there, and my mission is to kind of just hang out, learn from them, learn kind of like you know what it's like to be at a convention, and these guys are good artists, and they're fast too, and they kind of want to. Maybe they'll take me under their wing, but they've been welcoming me to go, and I was trying to bring another artist from my shop, and he just yeah, flaked out. So that's fine. He's got to keep on going. So I don't know if someone ever clicks on this video in the future when this is in my um folder somewhere, you're gonna be like, you know, rambling on a lot. But some people listen to YouTubers that do that. So I mean, there's some guys who do freaking 4 hour long or longer podcasts. So, but I apologize if I'm rambling on too long. I'm just trying to, as I talk through this first video, it's giving me a moment to kind of collect my idea and vision of what I kind of want to do with this, where I kind of want to go. As you can see, I'm taking notes because I've already forgot what I just mentioned earlier. Like, I want to do this with this and that. All I know is I don't really know, and maybe I can talk about everything I'm interested in. Hey, why not? Like, we should all have different hobbies. I mean, I'm into working out. I'm into martial arts. I'm into cars and jeeps, and uh, I'm into video games. I'm into anime. Not as much as I used to be, but I'm mostly like the old school stuff. I'm into I don't know, clothing styles. I don't know. Shoes. Sometimes I was kind of a shoe head for a little bit. I stopped buying shoes though because it's just ridiculous. And it's kind of a waste of money, really. Um, Transformers. I used to be a big Transformer collector. I actually 10 years ago, that was one of my YouTube channels was going to be about Transformers. G1, or actually all of them, but specifically G1 because I'm an 80s baby or 90s baby. But when I was little, Transformers was from the 80s was still playing. Huge G1 Transformer fanatic. And these new toys that they're making are freaking phenomenal. Yeah, they're a little cheaper built and they're a little more expensive than I think because of the economy or whatever, however they're being made and imported. But they look awesome. And God, it makes me want to freaking start collecting. I used to have a huge collection, and I sold it after some drama and stuff, and just kind of wasn't right there in the head. And I kind of needed the money anyway. I always thought I would never sell that collection. I had 10 IKEA shelves, those glass uh, shelves that everyone has that they use to display their Gundams and toys and stuff like that. It is awesome. Like my whole room was basically like a museum. But at a certain point, your collection starts to collect you. And I was just too much money invested in it, too much time, took up too much space, especially when I had to move twice to Texas. Um, yeah, it wasn't fun packing all that stuff up because then you got to keep the boxes for all that, or some of them are having me unboxed. So you got to be really careful. And then those 10 IKEA shelves came with me, and it takes like two people to carry that and put it in and out of the truck. And that literally alone, those 10 IKEA shelves took up half of I'm trying to think of the size of U-Haul. It wasn't the biggest one. I think it was the second from the biggest one, if I'm not mistaken. It was like in the middle. Those IKEA shelves took up half the freaking um, U-Haul space. And by a miracle, they never broke. But back then, I didn't have a lot of stuff. It was just the majority of the stuff that it took that it was in my U-Haul truck was stuff for Transformers. That's how bad it was. My collection and my obsession with plastic crack, as we call it. It's like almost another drug. It's like we're not druggies and crackheads, but plastic crack, as they say, is that's for real. So at a certain point, I was like, yeah, man, just you know, I sold it and actually wasn't. I thought I'd be depressed. Maybe that should be another video I can talk about Transformer collecting or my collection experience with it. I don't know. This is my vlog, man. I'm gonna do whatever for fun. Someone might stumble across it and maybe they may relate, maybe they might not. It might be like this. We'll see. But maybe when I'm doing a video, I can upload pictures of the stuff I had. That's all I have now is pictures and memories. I have some really cool, expensive stuff. Some stuff that doubled during my time collecting, doubled in price or tripled in price. I mean, I can't imagine how much Transformers cost now, like old, original, and classics. And then I became an expert at spotting the repro, like the knockoffs. But from my understanding now, the game of not the knockoff game on these transfer like the boxes and stuff is yeah, it's gotten ridiculous. I heard it's like it's so hard to spot fake from authentic. So um yeah, just kind of observing myself. I've lost weight. I used to work out a lot. I still do, but not as much as I used to. I'm just getting kind of got to work out smarter now. I'm not lifting big and heavy like I used to. So I lost a lot of size. So I'm also trying to lose weight too. We get a little bit, feel a little bit more lighter on my feet. You know, with tattooing, a lot of times you're sitting there, and I think you start to build get a lot of weight, get a lot of weight around the belly. You know, start getting that spare tire. Yeah. So where to go with this? I guess this channel may be about tattooing. Maybe it's going to be about a little bit of everything. Um, I don't know. I don't know if YouTube channels are successful if they're too sporadic and talk about too much different things. Usually it's like a niche, which is insane because I don't think I could do that. If I was a video game streamer, I don't think, I think it would drive me nuts, or if I was a toy reviewer, at a certain point, I'm like, I don't want to care. I don't care anymore. Or I don't care at the time. I'm on to something new or an old hobby that came back. Maybe I'm back into playing paintball. It's an old hobby that ignited an interest, or something. Maybe I might want to talk about that. Or do you just keep that private, your hobbies and whatever that niche you created on YouTube, you have to stick to it? That, my friend, I don't know. So I'm gonna figure this thing out for sure. I'm gonna figure this thing out. Figure out, I guess they say you kind of find yourself, or you find who you are through doing this YouTube, or you find your YouTube self, not yourself, but kind of figure it out. It'll take some time. I'm sure if this continues, I'll look back at this first video and probably cringe or just be like, damn, this is where I'm at now. Because I wanted to start this year. I always thought it was too late. And even though I always tell myself and tell people it's never too late, deep down in myself, I was like, oh, it's too late. I wanted to do this 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I thought that was too late. Now, I'm not saying like if I started, I would have been some big YouTuber. I'm just saying I just at least wanted to start it. And I thought it was just too late, or I was too old to even start beginning to do YouTube. But no, it's just something I always want to do. It's not because I want to become some big famous YouTube personality. I really don't care for that. I actually rather not. I find and feel that's just way too stressful and too much work that I just know myself I would totally disappear from something like that. If it got too big. I like to hopefully keep it small. Hopefully it'll grow, but just keep it meager, keep the community just kind of a nice small community. We'll see. Maybe I'll make some good YouTube friends. Maybe me and me and Dave can collab in the future. Another fellow veteran and a fellow tattoo artist, so that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, You know, maybe I'll make. I thought about that before. Like his type of what he does was something I kind of wanted to do too, but not really. I just didn't feel like I was, or even today, I'm in the position to, really give too many pointers on tattooing. I can give pointers on like what I know, I guess, but he's got a lot more experience, and that's his market. Maybe I can do something else around the about tattooing or just live stream um, me doing a tattoo on somebody or on myself. I still got some leg room, some real estate, or even fake skin. I've been kind of wanting to do some fake skin again. It's been about a year since I've done some fake skin, so we'll see how that goes. Uh, hmm. Um. Damn. We'll see. Maybe. Yeah. um. That's pretty much it. What I'm gonna do after I get off of this is probably go to the gym. I need to go to the gym today, and then figure out how to record and upload them later on YouTube. Come up with a good thumbnail. Come up with like something I can record. If I mess up, I kind of like this unscripted stuff though, because it's just kind of rolling. Like it's like whatever's on top, whatever's on my mind is just kind of like what I'm kind of spitting. So I kind of like this unscripted stuff. I guess I kind of see why this would be fun. The live streaming stuff is if you had an audience, like some comments, some people commenting, an audience to engage. This would be really cool. Maybe I can like engage with some artwork or something like that. But it'll be a really quiet YouTube video because usually if I'm drawing, I don't really talk too much. So, or if I'm tattooing, but or maybe I can get with some. I got a couple of friends that do their YouTube, but they don't really. One of them doesn't do podcasts anymore, and other people. This is kind of hard to get with people's schedule and my schedule. My schedule is a lot more unique. Being a tattoo artist, kind of wake up a little bit later than most people, or start the day a little later. And even then, that's not even that late. I still like to get up early and get shit done, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'll just wrap it up here. It was just man, I was just kind of like texting and sending the link to all my friends and family and my girlfriend who was at work right now. Like, so I know she couldn't watch it, but like, hey, if you can, I am live right now on Art Something's channel. So just thought it was cool, and just thought it was a coincidence that today was. I was like, I'm not putting it off like the other days or the other weeks where we're like, oh, I'm gonna make one, but I got other. Let me do this first. Let me do that first. I was like, nope, I'm just gonna do coffee first, breakfast, and then I'm gonna sit my ass down here and fucking start recording and figuring out what I'm gonna do with YouTube. And I just happened to kind of just be pushed into it. And I think that's kind of what I needed to kickstart myself, a little swift kick in the tush to get started in recording and start making my own YouTube stuff, And so it was awesome. So that's kind of like what I'm kind of here doing is talking about my experience doing that. It's cool. Really cool. Really cool to be almost kind of feels surreal in a way because out of in the tattoo YouTube community, and this is my own personal opinion, but even from other friends as well, Dave from Art Something is like the guy to learn tattooing. Now there is some other good guys out there, and some of them I forgot their name, and I'll bring them up later or something like that. But a lot of them are from the UK. But for Art Something, he's American based from New Jersey, I think. He's like the one guy, and it's like if you YouTube how to do this or how to do that on tattooing, he pops up. He's the guy, he's the dude. So if you haven't seen him, if you happen to stumble upon my measly little old channel with one viewer and my one video, and I'm a nobody, you just happen to just listen to me ramble on, go check him out. This is my shout out to him um and and everything. So uh and then if you want to look at my tattoo page, if you happen to stumble across upon this, my Instagram tattoo page is Ewu Tattoo. That's EW right there. EWOO_tattoo. And I think art something. I think Dave's is Dave Inks 88 is his Instagram. So give him a follow and check out his YouTube. Yeah, if you're looking for tattoos, this would be the place to come to. I'm going to try to create some tattoo content. I don't know. We'll see. You know, I don't even know where to go. Or I might just ramble on about some bullshit. You know, but I'll just wrap this up. It looks like about an hour worth of me rambling. And if you stumble upon this, thank you. Subscribe. You don't have to, but check me out later. I'll probably try to do this maybe once a week, or I might get that YouTube bug where I'm gonna want to make another video like tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, once I figure out how to like record this, get it onto my computer, kind of splice some, do a little bit of simple stuff to edit some stuff. I'll figure out what to record and talk about or bring up. And yeah, where I have that YouTube bug that y'all get. Or just constantly making some stuff. Damn, there's some guys that are constantly I kind of see why now. Like, they constantly produce videos like these guys that all they do is talk. And most of the stuff they talk about, it's like shit on the news. Which is easy stuff. Is you just all you gotta do is just keep following the news and the shit that Fox or MSN and CNN spews and just regurgitate it in with your own personal biases and shit, which is, we all know those channels. If you don't look into it, because for most people, I feel like it's just there's already a lot of hate and negativity in this world, and we just don't need any more of that. You know what I mean? I used to watch a lot of those guys, not almost every day, and I could just tell it was mentally fucking with me. Not like fucking with me, like making me hear things, but it just was really. It's kind of like your parents if they watch the news. They just seem to be their outlook on things is. I'm a realist. There's things that like I'm not just out there like, oh, everybody's a good person, but it's already enough. It's good to be aware. I'll reword this. It's good to be aware. I'm not saying don't watch the news, but just be aware of what's going on in your surroundings. Situational awareness take it a long way. Watch your six. Know who's you know, your friends and your enemy and stuff like that, and just be aware of your surroundings and what's going on in the news. But I got friends that that's going to be another video right there. Friends who have, what's the word? I was going to say transitioned. They've changed. Friends that have changed. I have seen this. I've had friends that have typically been the same type of person. And I'm not saying that they're fully changed, but they've just even physically changed. Like they have just become unhealthy because up here has become unhealthy because I have a few friends that they're not QAnon, but they're almost there. And I'm not talking about just all the conspiracies that just comes with it. They just are so addicted to the fear mongering and the negativity of their YouTube channels that they watch, whether it's Ben Shapiro to even the comedians like Hodge twins, just to not to call them out, but to bring them in there, that they constantly, if they're not watching that, they're watching this, and it's all day when they're at work. It's when they get home, as soon as they wake up. If it's not on YouTube, watching some people spew about the same BS that's going on, whether it's celebrity BS or just some crap that's going on, right? It's Facebook, social media. They're constantly and they're sharing that stuff too. And I was there. I was there. So I was there for a little bit. Got myself out of that because you just dig yourself a hole and you go down the rabbit hole in YouTube and you get sucked into this thing. And I could tell how it was negatively affecting my personal life and all aspects of my life, whether it was work, home, relationships, friendships, mental, physically. I could just tell physically, just yeah. So I say stay away from that stuff, or just like everything else. Everything is good in moderation. Just be aware, but to be watching that stuff and feeding that into your brain every day. But that's something I can bring up. Maybe make a video about that. This channel might be a little bit about everything, but I kind of want to talk about a little bit about everything. Maybe at first, just to get all this shit off my chest, talk about some shit I've dealt with friends in the military, um, my experience. I don't want to talk too much about my experiences in the military. I don't think that's, but maybe, I don't know. I don't even know if there's channels that talk about that stuff, actually. It's kind of like they just kind of put it behind them, or whatever. But nothing bad. There's some bad experiences, but that's what it comes with. It's the army, it's the military. It's supposed to be tough, but nothing in that aspect. Maybe just as far as my experience getting out and transitioning into the civilian uh, workplace and just civilian life, and the maybe the things that maybe it'll reach somebody out there that might be going through the same thing. What they could find some kind of inspiration to get back on their feet, and find their way. When I think a lot of guys get out, you're lost, or you just go back in, and then sometimes that doesn't always work out well either. But hey, a lot of times I wish I did go back in active duty. My experience with the National Guard, God, I want to talk about that. So I don't even have to write that down. That's already on my heart. The National Guard, awesome. I'm still friends with a lot of those guys. So it's, it's probably why I don't want to really make a video. I'm still friends with all of them, but it's not about them. It's just about the way the National Guard is. And maybe this video, if you're an active duty member, leaving active duty, you're going to civilian world, because you're most likely going to probably go into the reserves or the National Guard. More than likely, 9 out of the 10 times you are. And I'll talk about that. And that's just those guys in active. I remember hearing stories about the nasty girls, and about what it's like in that world, because it's its own ecosystem. It's not like active duty. It really isn't. It's very similar. Obviously, it's the Army. It's the Army National Guard, but I can save that. I'm going to save this one for later. But some guys can write. But I have a lot of good experiences with also the National Guard. It's nothing too bad. It's just the way it's structured and run, and that's all I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Well, let me close up this video. It's gone over a little bit over an hour. And welcome to my channel. If you find this, thank you to Dave from Art Something. You've helped me out. You helped kick my butt, so to speak. You didn't even know. Just like I didn't know I was going to be live on your channel. Well, until I clicked on the link, I was like, well, I'm just going to go in, sink or swim, baby. But you didn't know you helped create a monster. You're probably going to be like, damn it, I should have never brought this guy. But hey, you know what? I'm going to see where this goes with this. Start making some content. I'm never going to call myself a content creator. I don't think I'll ever get to that point. I'm just going to be just a guy with a camera, a PC, a microphone, a little bit of experience in life, a little bit of knowledge. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of everything. But I'm trying to find out where my niche is going to be. Is it going to be in the thing I'm passionate about the most? It's art and tattooing. But then again, some days I'm like, I don't even want to fucking tattoo anymore. I just want to go hit some trails and go off-roading, and that's all I want to do, or go camping, or just live my life shooting guns all day, but no, realistically, this is what I've always been good at, and what I've always been recognized at being good at. Everyone's always known me or gone to me for artwork or tattoo drawings or something like that. So I'm looking forward to doing this. looking forward to making some. This has inspired me to actually make some more art too, because I've been wanting to paint a lot more. So, yes, sir. If you haven't noticed, I like wearing black. I wear all black most of the time. If I'm not wearing black, I might be just feeling weird that day. So I guess what they say is they call us one of those modern tattoo artists that just wear all black. I don't know. I just like black. I've always worn a lot of black. So all right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys, and thank you, Dave, at Art Something. Catch you guys again. I hope this goes well. Deuces, and stay frosty.